Hiya, welcome back. So I'm just going to do a super quick little video with the Animal Kingdom craft pad. Like I said before, not last video, it'll be the video before that, I am working through this pad. So I've got the foiled insert, and I've got the topper with the elephants, and this is from the first page, which is the Wild at Heart. And I'm also going to use the sentiment, which is we will always be stronger together. I may come back and use that a border there, but as it stands at the moment, I'm not planning on using that. So let me just pop those bits there. So for the construction sort of side of things, I've got a Crafter's Companion 6x12 inch card blank, and I'm going to go ahead and score that down to create my favourite size card at the moment, which is 6x6. Okay, and I'll pop that to the side just for a moment while I bring in my trimmer. And I have a piece of acetate, and I'm going to cut that to 8 inches, and that's going to be by the 6 inches. So let's put that inside my card so that I can find it in a moment. And then I'm going to bring in a piece of gold mirror card, and I'm going to cut that to 2 notches below the 6. 2 notches below the 6 to fit on the front of there, like so. And then I'm going to bring in this backing card, and I'm going to cut that to 4 notches below the 6 and 2, 3, 4 notches below the 6, and that will go onto there. I'm not sure if I want to put that on the top. No, leave that one off for now. And then the other thing I want to do, so this topper is 5.5 by just under 4, so 5.5 by 2 notches under the 4. Hopefully that should be around about the same size. Right. Okay, so let's pop that one out of the way and bring my trimmer back in, and my scoreboard back in. So I'm going to bring back my acetate, and I'm going to score that at 1/2 inch and up 1, and then I'm going to turn it around and do the same on the other side. And this is on the side that's 8 inches, okay, because the 6 inches is the length of the card. Okay, so now I'm just going to come along and just reinforce those score lines. I'm trying to reinforce them, but not so much that they fall back in on themselves like that one did. Okay, so that's going to sit over our card like so. Okay, and then the next thing I want to do is work out where this is going to go. So this is going to go behind our topper. So the topper is going to be going at the top, or near the top of our image, otherwise we're going to lose a lot of those beautiful elephants behind. I'm going to lose a lot of those elephants anyway. Let me just... Sorry about that, dog's barking. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change my design a little bit in that I'm going to cut, just going along that with my knife just to release it because the pips are quite stubborn there. I think if I just use the topper then that's not going to hide as much. Okay, and then let me just check from there. So I'm just going to put a little thumb mark where I need to cut down, and then I'll bring my trimmer back in. Alright, so there's there. There, and that should fit exactly behind there. So just take a smidge off each end. Don't want to see it through, you see, so it's perfect. So if we pop those out of the way, we can start assembling. So again, like I was saying, so my topper itself is going to be going straight at the top here. So I'm going to do that quite high so that we don't hide those beautiful elephants underneath. Okay, so this one here, I'm just going to pop some red liner tape. So let's grab my scissors. That one onto there, give it a good burnish down. If I get the end off. There we go, and then I've got my tacky glue, so that there. And then what I'm going to do is just, let's see, so if I put this onto there, then I should be able to, so I've got, I'm just thinking I might wait until I put the, right, I'm going to leave that as it is. And I think what I'll do is I'll slip that behind once I've got that in place. Okay, so we need to bring back in these glue, these super sticky tape, and I'm going to pop those on those last folds there, and again side there. Just get that right. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just peel that one off. And I'm going to pop my gold underneath, line that up, and then again on the other side, and this just means that I'm going to have to slip all my other bits inside, but that's fine. Okay, so I just give that a fold that way, and give it that way, and then we should get it standing quite nicely. Okay, so because I'm going to be sliding that underneath, I'm going to be using my tacky glue because I can't risk the all-purpose taking off the mirror. Okay, so like I have mentioned before, I do use different glues for different things, horses for courses. And this will give me just a tiny little bit of wiggle room. Get my fingers underneath there. my hand under, just give that a nice smooth down, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so there we've got our elephants under there. And this is probably the hardest way to show you how to make this card, so I will remake it in a different fashion on another video, but I don't know why I've chosen to do it this way this time, so I apologise. So I'm just going to pop that. I think what it is because I wanted to hide all of the workings of that acetate behind my mirror card, so that's what's complicated things a little bit. It's not gonna, you know, it'll all look the same once it's come together. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop that onto the centre there, and because I've got that tacky glue on there, that's just given me that quick moment to adjust that nice and neat. So I'm just going to go in on here, just reapply that tacky glue because that will have dried, and then I'm just very carefully going to pop that behind. And that's going to do two things. Number one, if anyone were to look down inside, all they'd see would be a plain bit of card, no workings, no glue. And it's also just going to give that a bit of rigidity as well. Okay, so now that's done, what I can do is go in with my all-purpose on the back there, and I'm just going to add a little bit of super sticky on there. There we go, so there's that. And there. Yeah. Oh. Do you know, some days. Okay, so that's on there, so I'm just going to give that a quick press down and rub this glue off. So the great thing about this glue is that you can, as long as you do it while it's wet, just give it a good rub off, like so. I'm just going to double check that there, so just being careful not to get it on my mirror card because it will take the shine off. Okay, so now we have our card assembled with our little front there. Okay, so you can see the elephants behind, you can see the elephants in front, so it's looking good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to pop this on. I'm going to pop this on foam pads, but just underneath there in the centre. So again, let's come in with, we'll come in with these Crafters Companion ones. And just purely because I've got to get it underneath there, I'm not going to put too many in. Okay. So if I pop that, those off there. And if I put that, slip that up a little bit. Just get it nice and straight. Give that a little press down. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is come in with a couple of gems. I think we will go with a couple of sparklies this time because we used the clear ones last time. And I'm just going to pop one glue dot there, one glue dot there, and let's grab these other tweezers. I think I'll go with these slightly darker ones. Okay, so that's that one there. So I do need to put the insert on there, but we'll do that in a second. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just quickly get set up for the second card, so bear with me. Okay, so for this second card I'm just bringing in another piece of 6 by 12, and I've got my scoreboard, and again I'm going to score at the 6-inch mark. Just going to fold that over and burnish that down. Okay, and then if I bring in my trimmer, and I'm gonna put it at 3 inches. Let's see. I think we'll go at 3 inches, and I'm just going to cut that panel off. Okay, so bringing in some of this mirror card we had before. So for the front panel I need 2 notches smaller than the 3, 2 notches smaller than the 6, and let's see, what's this? Is this 2 notches smaller than the 6? Nope. Let's just grab another piece of mirror card, and we'll go 2 notches smaller than the 6, 2 notches smaller than the 6. That's going to fit in there quite nicely. Those bits out of the way, and then I've got the insert here, so I'm just going to go 4 notches smaller than the 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4 notches smaller than the 6. That's going to go on the back there. And then I'm going to bring in this small frame. So let's just take that apart. Put that there a second. And I'm going to be framing these elephants up. So I think I do want to get that full elephant in, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little nick with my nail there. Just going to cut straight across there. And then again, the bottom there. And there, so we go to just there. Oops. And just take a tiny bit of that bottom there. And then hopefully that should fit over quite nicely. And it does. Okay, and then for this side here, so we just need to go 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 3, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 6. Hopefully that should fit on there quite nicely, and it does. And then I'm going to need a piece of white card. Let's see, have we got one that's going to be, maybe this one. Just put a little nail mark there. And this is just going to be so that we've got some support on it, so I just want it to be quite a nice chunky sort of topper coming across. So it still means that I can raise this. I just need to take a little bit off the bottom there. Yeah, I can still raise it, and it's still going to look, it's still going to be quite stable. Okay, and the other thing I want is that border. So we're going to take that one out of there and just use my knife carefully, try not to stab myself. Then again on the top. I'm just going to bend that up. Snip that up. Okay. So now I think we've got all of the bits that we need. Let's get this assembled. So what I'm going to do first of all is stick this onto there, so that that's going to be nice and stable by the time we come around to using it. So I'm just using some tacky glue all the way around, and then I'm going to pop that down and on the side to rest. Just grab a bit of glue there, I think just polish up. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in my all-purpose glue. I'm going on the back of my mirror card, which is a porous surface to a porous surface, so there shouldn't be any problem with the glue. And I am going to be still using it on the top, although it isn't. Crafters Companion do advise that it isn't really suitable for non-porous surfaces. I've never had a problem with it. The only problem I've ever had with using it on a mirror card is when I've got glue on the outside and try to wipe it away and it's taken my mirror card off. So if you've got a glue that you prefer to use more, please do use that one. But I am super careful with my all-purpose, and I haven't had any problems yet, touch wood. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that onto there. Get that nice and straight, and I think I'm probably going to go that way around. Yeah, go the other way. So again, my all-purpose, I'm staying well away from the edges, and if you want to sort of go in with something on the edges, I would use a bit of tacky glue. But to be honest, I usually do that once everything's all dried, and then just peel up that little end, put a bit of glue on. Okay, so that's where we've got to there. So now we can come in with our frame, and I want let's see if I've got any Crafters Companion, not Crafters Companion, Hunkydory strips. Look, I know what I can use. I've got the Crafters Companion frame on a roll. My scissors. Move that out of the way before we get in a disaster with that. So I'm just putting some pieces on. I'm not going all the way around because I'm not doing a shaker card or anything like that, although you could, because we're putting it onto a piece there. onto there, and then slightly longer piece onto there, and that should be nicely supported. Actually, I'm just going to pop some little bits just onto the ends if I try not to cut my finger in the process. And there, and then that should feel, yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's just see, that's the slightly whiter side. So I'm peeling these backs off. Getting stuck to them in the process. And near there. On the back there, and I do just put a bit of tacky glue on just to give me a bit of manoeuvrability time, and also it's just an extra bit of stick really, isn't it? Okay, so we bring this in. Let's just get the tippy tips of my nails underneath there, and we just put that over the top. Going that way a little bit, but it's fine, I can live with that. Okay, so this will go on to here. Now I have to decide how I want that. Do I want that flat? I think that's going to look nice flat for once, so I'm going to go ahead and try and get it out of there. There we go. And I can go in with my all-purpose just for a bit of wiggle time. Pop them monkeys, them elephants back in. Let's see. So I'm going to have to grab a sentiment from the sentiment book. I've got this border as well, which I can pop across. So let's do that across. Like so. Although I don't really need it, I don't think, I might not use it. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got blue ones. To a truly special friend. I think that one, oh, but that's silver. So that's not going to be no good. So we need the same one but in the gold. Oh, I've got a light blue. Let's have a look. Oh, I've got the dark blue, that's nice. The sentiments we got on there, just for you, to a special friend, to a wonderful boyfriend, to my favourite grandson, to a very special boy on your big day, to a special cousin, to my favourite nephew. Let's just have a look. So that's silver again, isn't it? Let's go. Okay, so bear with me. I'm just going to pick a sentiment out. Just for 2 secs. Okay, so I decided to go with this cream one because there is some cream colours in there. Just purely because all of the blue ones, dark and light blue, were with the silver, so that's not going to match in with what we've got. So I'm going to go ahead, I think I'm going to use some tacky glue on this one. I'm just going to pop that across about a third of the way there, because I really don't want that hanging over. I can always put more glue on, but I can't take it away. So I'm just going to pop that up there. And then I just have to decide. I think I'm going to put that on there on some pads. So let's Hunkydory pad. I could just cut that down. Go on that side. There we go. So it's just raised a little bit, not a lot. Oh, that's George, you can hear coughing. Just put some tacky glue on the back just to give it a little bit of a bit of sticking and manoeuvrability. Okay, and then because it is still quite male, I'm going to go in with those clear gems. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to go straight for the big ones on this one. If it wants to leave my scalpel, actually I might put a little one, not a little one, a medium one in the middle. That's going to be easier to pick up now the stickies come off. So let's just pop those straight. Okay. So the last thing we need to do then is just with that last bit of, I'm going to keep that for another day. We still have the zebras to play with yet. So let's just do a little insert for the back of that card, because you can still write on the inside of that one. So we just need to go 2 notches under the 6. Let's bring in the other trim up. That blade is getting a bit dull again. Right, so let's see, where do we have to go to get rid of that little bit of torn? So we are 5 3/4. Right, or 5 3/4. And then I'm just going to pop purpose along the top, and then on the inside there, just pop that in. And those are the 2 cards. Now you can see it's not cutting well there. Needs a new blade in, that's all. Okay, so I'll get that swapped over. So those are the next 2 cards that I've done in this Animal Kingdom craft pad series. So the next card I do is going to be a Crafter's Companion one, and then after that I think there is a new kit that I have that I want to play with Hunkydory, but I am going to keep coming back to this pad until I've made cards for every page in it and used as much of it as I can up. Okay, but thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now. See ya. Bye.